Hey guys, it's me with another boring video. This one is just gonna be about brushing and how I brush my teeth with braces on. When you have braces, it's completely different brushing your teeth. So I'm gonna start off by explaining you want to make sure that you have a toothbrush that just has straight bristles. That's gonna really help you because there's a whole bunch of other types of toothbrushes that have bristles going in like multiple angles, like this one. And I don't know, personally, I feel like it's harder to get underneath the wire, which is your main goal the whole time. And then there's some with like big, bulky, plastic little pieces that polish your teeth. Those get in the way and you can't really get them underneath your wire as easy. Like I said, you want to make sure that you're pushing your bristles underneath the wire, and I'll kind of go into that in a little bit. And then there's these other ones with like different fancy designs. I don't really like them. Just keep it simple, keep it straight. Anyway, back to the brushing part. So when you're brushing, your main goal is to get underneath the wire each time like this, because a lot of stuff gets left underneath that wire. So you'll still brush your teeth on the tops, on the insides, and the front is not just gonna be like this anymore. In a previous video, or in one of my other videos, I talked about how brushing isn't just back and forth when you're in braces, because now you have multiple surfaces you have to take care of. Sorry, you're gonna have to deal with my ugly glare because I'm blind without my glasses, so I don't really care. And because of the multiple surfaces, now there's more like little housing for bacteria to lay on, or for bacteria to cling onto and multiply. So there's gonna be 3 angles that you want to hit your brackets with. At first, you're gonna angle your bristles and go towards your gums. Each time, push underneath that wire, just to push that plaque up and out of the way. Then you're gonna go away from your gums. And then over. Because by this point, you should have already pushed it up and out from both angles. So it doesn't matter if you brush for like 30 seconds, like in my previous challenge. You might get it all in 30 seconds, but more than likely you won't. It could take you up to 10 minutes if you're not doing it right. Like I said, your goal is to get underneath the wire, and if your brush isn't doing all the work, then you might want to look into getting some other tools. Something I really like is interproximal brushes. Interproximal brushes are tiny little brushes that you can use in between your braces, just like this. Most of the time, plaque does go in between the little cracks where your teeth connect, so that will definitely help. And then one time we got these to try out. They're little brushes that are supposed to help you go along the gum line like this. I like them to get under here as well. So these are really handy. I really like these, especially for braces. I think they're great. Something that I don't like about this product though, it says it's like flossing yet easier. Okay, because it's not flossing. And it shouldn't take place for flossing. So sometimes when you get braces, people will say like, oh, if you're gonna get braces, get a water pick. Well, yeah, you can get a water pick, but that doesn't mean you should stop flossing. Again, never stop flossing. And now when it comes to flossing, it will be more tedious. It will be harder. I hate flossing. I'm not gonna lie. I was a bad flosser before. And it was because I had a lot of crowding, so it was hard to get in between my teeth, and I suffered from some really bad consequences. I actually had bone loss on this, like around my premolars. So eventually, if you don't floss for a very long time, it could lead to bone loss because bacteria starts digging underneath your gum. First, it starts piling underneath your gum, and it starts digging underneath your gum, and then it digs deeper and deeper and deeper until it gets to the bone level. A lot of people don't know about that. I didn't know about that. So with that being said, after I figured that out, I try to tell everybody and as many people, like, please don't forget to floss. So when it comes to flossing, your braces, it's not going to be as easy as just flossing them this way, because the wire is going to stop you. So that's where our handy dandy floss threaders come in. You just use them kind of like a little needle, and you go underneath and pull it through. This looks kind of dumb, but after you've got it in, you can successfully floss and pull it out and move on to the next tooth. I really like floss threaders versus flossers. I don't like flossers as much, but they're better than nothing. Like I said, please do not stop flossing, and if that means you want to use a flosser, then go ahead. There are different types of flossers though. When you are in ortho, you kind of have to get the flossers that have the thinner end right there, so it can actually go underneath the wire like this. Because if you try to use the regular flossers, they're too thick and they just won't go. So, so the reason why I hate flossers, well, I shouldn't use the word hate, but I strongly dislike them, is because when you floss, you want to get in between your teeth, right? Right in that little contact point between your teeth. I'm always using my hands. It's like I have to tell stories that way. Anyway, so flossers only go up and down. They don't go on the curve of the tooth. So that's why traditional floss is my favorite type of floss, okay? It doesn't have to be your favorite. Like I said, just make sure you're flossing. And most of the time, I always recommend, because a dentist said this to me before, floss before you brush, because you can brush your teeth and then rinse, and then you're like, okay, let me floss. So then you loosen up all the plaque between your teeth. Now, why is it also important to floss? Well, you can remove the plaque from the front of your teeth, from the inside of your teeth, and from the tops of your teeth. But what happens to the parts where your teeth connect? It's full of plaque. Plaque gets packed in there. Sometimes if you have a little bit of spacing here or there, food could even get packed under there. So with that being said, floss. I cannot stress that enough. Just floss. Like I said before, it doesn't matter what types of products you want to use. You can use whatever you want to use. It's just super important that when you're in braces, you clean the plaque off of the surface of your teeth. And the reason why it's so important is because if you leave plaque on your teeth, you can get white spots around the brackets. And a lot of people are like, well, my brackets stain my teeth. No, your brackets didn't stain your teeth. What happened was the plaque that was around the bracket ate away at your tooth. Yes, it ate away at your tooth. So how did this happen? Plaque is just tons and tons of bacteria multiplying and getting fuzzier and fuzzier and fuzzier and grosser and grosser and grosser. When you let it sit on there for too long, it actually starts eating away at your enamel, which is the top layer of your tooth, right? So when your enamel starts breaking down, it starts getting like a little bit decalcified, and that's when the white spots start. Those white spots are permanent. They never, ever, 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 and I mean never, go away. So even when you whiten, they just get whiter. You can get them like polished off and then get like a sealant over it, but again, you'll have to do a lot of maintenance for that, because if you get like a certain color and then you want to whiten, then they'll have to replace that color. So it's just a hassle, and it's just way easier if you just clean your teeth to begin with. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this one was kind of all over the place because it just kind of went over brushing, flossing, and using other tools. But I just thought it was super important to put this video out there, especially before I got my braces off, so I could actually show you the angles of getting underneath the wire, and tell you a little bit about why it's so important to both floss, brush, floss, brush, and floss and brush some more. So I hope you take care of your teeth so that you can have a straight and beautiful smile.